Let's go to NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster in Madison, Wisconsin. Also joining us, former FBI supervisor and founder of Sierra One Consulting, Rob D'Amico. So, Shaq, bring us the latest on the investigation. What do we know right now about the victims and the shooter?
Yeah, Anna, let's start with the victims because we know 2 people were killed in this shooting, a teacher and a teenage student. As you mentioned, we know that several others were rushed to the hospital and that at last update, 2 of those in the hospital are in critical condition still, facing life-threatening injuries. The community continues to call out for prayers after this shooting. Now, last night, we heard from the police chief with an extensive briefing for media. He told us and he identified the suspect as a 15-year-old female student. She says she died from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. And he described the initial call, saying that it was a young student at this school who made the call to police. Listen to a little bit more of him describing that detail.
At 10:57 a.m., a second grade student called 911 to report a shooting had occurred at school. Don't let that soak in for a minute. A second grade student called 911 at 10:57 a.m. to report a shooting at school.
The chief crediting a team of medics who he says just happened to be training nearby, just a couple of miles away from this school, and essentially dropped everything and came to assist in the response once police arrived just moments after. And now there's a big focus on the investigation. We know that last night and kind of through the night, you had investigators going through the suspect's home, having to force their way in. Apparently, they also say that the father of the suspect is cooperating. They spent hours talking with him and interviewing him late yesterday. And they're also looking into the suspect's social media presence online. The chief acknowledging that there's an online document being circulating. We know it purports to show a manifesto tied to this suspect. They say they have not been able to verify that at this point, but that is going to be a focus of the investigation as not just investigators, but the community tries to understand exactly why the shooting happened. Anna?
It's just so heartbreaking. It never is any easier to report on these stories. Shaquille Brewster, thank you. Rob, we still don't know if the shooter here was targeting specific victims, but we do know 2 people are dead, one a teacher, one a student, several others injured. How are investigators working to piece together how and why this happened?
Well, I think the social media and the cooperation of the family, allowing them to get in the house to do the search warrants for all devices or writings that may have been left there. But and it's so difficult to hear a second grader made the call. Really, that's the first time I heard it, and it got to me because I have 4 kids, and imagine any one of them that young having to make that phone call. But what I think they're really going to start looking now is, was this preventable? And I don't mean preventable, could you have stopped it, but did someone see this manifesto, if in fact that's what it is, and not call someone and really maybe interviewing people that had information and ask why they didn't go forward so that in the future, when you do training and when you talk to students, that you can incorporate that in there. Also, was something predictable in that on the social media? Was something put out there that maybe someone didn't receive or respond to or make that call? Really, you want to try to see what could have been done. So in the future, again, when you're training these folks, you can put it out there and say, this is what you really need to do. You might think you're telling on your friend, but it can save lives.
It's really crazy how frequent these shootings have become. There have been more than 200 shootings on school grounds so far this year, according to Everytown for Gun Safety. And one thing that stands out here is the shooter in this case is a female. That's quite rare, accounting for less than 5% of school shooters, according to Everytown, which looked at an 11-year period. Rob, what do you make of that detail, that this case involves a teenage girl?
Well, the last one in Tennessee, now, I think that person was born female and then associated as either trans, and I don't know the exact verbiage, that pronouns that they were using. But again, teenage female, it was a religious school. Again, I think associated or assimilated to a different identity in gender, but it does mean it's going up. And I think you have to take a look at that. And I think there's some other things out there that may help the police look at those. Is this becoming more of a trend than we're seeing?
Investigators say the parents are cooperating. We still don't know how the shooter got the gun, but what does it tell you that a 15-year-old had access?
Well, we saw in Georgia where they charged the father who bought the gun for a teenager that had threatened the school, which was, I think, the basis of the charges. So here we'll have to see, was the gun kept in an area that obviously that the teenager could get, or did the teenager get the gun and the parents not even know? I think those are going to come out in the interviews with the parents. I always had a gun in my house, being an FBI agent. And frankly, I didn't lock it up. My children all knew not to touch it, though when they had friends over, I'd actually probably go out and lock it in the car or put it into a safe, because I knew their friends didn't understand the same thing that my kids did with my weapons and stuff. But if you have a teenager that you don't know is having problems and you leave a weapon out, or they know the combination, or somehow they got a combination to a safe, you're really going to have to look at, was it negligence or was it just something that happened in that house?
Rob D'Amico, thank you so much. Again, a news conference with an update from investigators later today.